Hello, dear Cancer, and welcome to your February 2021 astrology prediction. This month will be very intense and very important, especially until the 20th, because there are 5 planets which will be in your 8th house, including Mercury retrograde. Jupiter and Saturn are in 10th house almost during the whole year. The Sun is there until the 20th, the 18th actually. Mercury is retrograde there also until the 20th, and Venus is in your 8th house part of the month. So 5 planets in 8th house, and that, my friends, is not very simple. It might be very intense, it might be very emotional, but also it can be very healing. And it really depends on us how we use the energies that are provided to us. In some cases, we may face with some kind of challenges, with some kind of critical situations, but we may find this internal strength to handle with the situation and to heal the problems or the issues that we have. So really intense, but also complicated month, at least until the 20th. At the very beginning, on the 1st, Venus is also moving to Aquarius in your 8th house. Venus in 8th house can bring some kind of emotional crisis or really strong, really intense emotions. You need to let those emotions be and respect them and heal them. Venus in 8th house is also very beneficial for some financial decisions. Of course, with Mercury retrograde there, you need to be careful with investments, with your money, with all kinds of resources that you are managing. But Venus is harmonizing the situation for sure. On the 1st, there is also another challenging aspect between the Sun in 8th house and Mars in your 11th house. This can also put you in a difficult position or make you more impulsive or can lead to some kind of confrontations. I highly recommend you to avoid all kinds of risks around the 1st of February. With the Sun in 8th and a square with Mars, this can lead to some kind of accident or some unpleasant results. So be very careful. Don't respond impulsively and allow yourself to process the things before you actually make some decision. On the 6th of February, Venus will be joining Saturn in your 8th house, which can help you to be more serious and more logical when it comes to financial decisions and investments. From one side, it can bring you money that you've been working for really hard, but yet it might feel a little frustrating or disappointing, and emotionally this could be a little heavier. So there might be some kind of emotional losses or some kind of surprises, because Venus is also squaring Uranus. And this can lead to some kind of financial surprises, unexpected situations, but also might be things related to your friends. Be more careful when you communicate with friends, with other people who are part of the same community as well. Then on the 8th of February, Mercury retrograde will be joining the Sun in your 8th house. This is a great time for self-reflection, for reevaluation, and for some deep self-exploration and rediscovery. The process may not be simple. It might be really intense. It might feel like it's a lot to take, But those are the times when transformation and healing may happen. So I highly recommend you to give yourself some time and to trying to find the answers inside of yourself. Also, this is a day when you can reevaluate some financial decisions and maybe look at things from a different perspective. On the 11th of February, there is an amazing conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in your 8th house, which can bring you some financial benefits and rewards and some kind of fulfillment. This is also a very interesting time to work with emotions, to heal emotions, and overall to think about your contribution towards other people and the exchange of energy. If you want to receive more, the simplest thing you can do, just give more and also open yourself to receive. Very important component. Sometimes we forget that in order to receive, first you have to open yourself to receive. And overall, this can be a theme for the whole month. With this activated 8th house, I really encourage you to think about the balance in your life between how much you give and how much you take. With this amazing Venus-Jupiter conjunction and also a new moon on the same day in 8th house, you may feel some boost of energy. You may feel like you have this motivation, you have some new desires that you're passionate about, that you believe in, and you feel like that's what your heart is wanting from you. So again, great time for healing, for energy practices, spiritual practices, all of that. On the 13th of February, Mercury retrograde is joining Venus in your 8th house. Also, aspect which brings the focus to your financial situation, to your investments, to some deep secret processes as well. You need to dig deeper. You need to be very conscious about the feelings you have and your desires. This can be a great time for some also reevaluation and self-discoveries. You can also look at things from a different perspective, especially when it comes to money and resources. On the very same day, there is also a very positive aspect between Neptune in your 9th house and Mars in 11th. This can inspire you to maybe open up your mind for inspiration, for healing, for creativity. And also you can receive some support from friends and commit to something that will be helpful and meaningful. On Valentine's Day, Mercury retrograde will join Jupiter in your 8th house. Lots of focus there. It's time for a new philosophy. It's time to reevaluate your own beliefs, especially when it comes to money and the resources and the support and energy that you are ready to receive. You can learn some interesting information. You can remember about information or knowledge that you already have, but maybe you haven't used or maybe you have forgotten. So deep process of rediscovery of some valuable information. On the 17th of February, we have one of the key aspects during the whole year. Saturn in 8th house will square Uranus in your 11th house. It's an aspect of change and surprises, and also the need to find the balance between stability and innovations. If you are committed to only one of those, you may find yourself in a tough situation. It's about making some changes when it comes to finances, how you treat this area, what's your approach when it comes to money, when it comes to support that you receive. and also your ideals, your vision, and your communication with friends or other members of your community. But overall, prepare for some big changes and also for some surprises. On the 18th of February, things are starting to shift. The sun is moving to your ninth house, which honestly feels much better. You may feel like you are reawakening for a different truth or a new vision. You may focus on the future. You may focus on new information, knowledge, wisdom, education, or maybe even make some plans about traveling for the next 1 month. A very liberating and I think aspect that position that can bring relief. On the 19th of February, there is a challenging aspect between Venus in your 8th and Mars in your 11th house. Be extra careful with financial decisions and investments. There might be a confrontation with friends when it comes to money, or you may just feel emotionally hurt by someone else. And frankly, the communication might be very difficult because at this point also Mercury is stationary, because on the next day Mercury turns direct. And this is a very tough combination. If you want to find some compromises, if you want to explain your position. So my advice, just avoid those important conversations, avoid those financial decisions, and just relax a little bit. I already mentioned it, on the 20th, Mercury is turning direct, which is great news that can help us to bring everything back on track. Relationships, communication can improve, financial decisions might be easier and clearer. If there has been some struggles financially, hopefully they will improve after Mercury turns direct. And the focus is again more on the outer world. So things are looking better and better the more we get to the end of the month. On the 24th, also a very positive aspect between Pluto in your 7th house and Mars in your 11th house. Very empowering, very energetical combination. You may receive support from other people, from your partner, from friends. You may feel motivated, inspired, encouraged. And it's a very also strong energy to focus on something that you truly believe in and something you are really passionate about. Also, the aspect may allow you to have more impact on other people, both in your personal life and even in your business. On the 25th, Venus is also moving to your ninth house, another relief coming for you with more positivity, more optimism when you look into the future, positive position for some nice trips or visualizing something or dreaming about something you want to have in the future. Also, the sun will have a positive aspect with Uranus, which can help you even more to have this different, inspirational, liberating perspective about the future. You might be more creative, more inspired. You may succeed in some kind of mutual activity with friends, with your community. You might be even more inspired to learn something new or to share this knowledge with other people. So a really, really nice combination. And finally, on the 27th, this is the last event for the month, there is a full moon which triggers your 3rd and 9th house. This full moon requires from you to focus on your ideas and your beliefs. Is there something you're ready to let go? And is there also something else that you can materialize? Maybe something you've been working on, and now you're to the final point when you can really make it happen. Think about knowledge, communication, ideas, traveling, and yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. So a very complicated month, I would say, especially until the 18th, the 20th. It might be too intense. Towards the end of the month, it gets much easier. So thank you so much for joining me. If you need more help or personal advice, you can check my readings. The link is in the description below, or you can go to marstars.net. Have a wonderful month, and I will see you very soon.